Hello, I'm Scott Wrighton. I have the pleasure to serve as Decatur's City Manager and to bring you these weekly updates from the Decatur City Government. The number of counties that have been assigned warning status in the state of Illinois has dropped from 30 to 24 since the last time I was able to give you an update. Macon County, thankfully, remains off of this list, but the list does include the adjoining counties of Shelby and DeWitt. The number of COVID cases in Macon County per 100,000 population has dropped from 165 to 110 since the last time I reported to you, and the Macon County positivity rate has dropped from 7.2% to 6.3%. Now, these numbers are reported by the State Health Department, but they are for the week ended Saturday the 12th of September, so they're already about a week and a half out of date. The Macon County Health Department has chosen to not report more recent positivity rates in their daily updates. The good news is that Macon County should escape warning status for now. The bad news is that it remains difficult to get up-to-date and reliable data to help us all determine if our collective efforts to control the spread of the virus are really effective. But this should not deter any of us in sticking to the W's, as I like to call them. Wear a mask, watch your social distancing, wash your hands and touched surfaces frequently, and walk away from large groups. It really is that simple. Wear a mask, watch your social distancing, wash hands and touched surfaces frequently, and walk away from large groups. COVID remains a serious problem, but the possibility of additional cases and the need to remain vigilant in implementing the measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19 need not make us prisoners in our own homes or prevent us from going about life. If you do not have an underlying medical condition that makes you particularly vulnerable to possible infection, you should feel free to resume life's activities by developing your own new normal. Many of us remove our masks after we are seated for a meeting and once we establish social distancing, but you may feel more comfortable keeping your mask on at a meeting. That's fine. That's your new normal. Some of you have found restaurants that are very good at following the rules of the W's, and so you feel comfortable dining inside at those locations. But others of you may still prefer to sit at outside tables. That's fine. That's your new normal. Some of you have resumed in-person church attendance, while others prefer the online experience. Some of you have jobs that require special precautions because you interface much more with the public. We are all finding new routines that shape our new normals, and they are not exactly the same norms for everybody. So we should be sensitive to the fact that we all approach the creation of these new behaviors a little differently. But hopefully we can all agree on those W's. Wear the mask, watch your social distancing, wash frequently, and just walk away from those large groups. Now, I realize that the W's are not a foolproof or airtight way to avoid COVID. Of course not. But they are a reasonable and easy to implement strategy that respects others and has been proven, at a minimum, to at least blunt the impacts of the virus in our community. So even though the city has used these weekly videos to update the community on the virus, I don't want to give you the impression that our talks are about all COVID all the time. There are other important things going on in your Decatur city government. The City Council met last Monday in regular session and made some important decisions. They discussed the fact that while the city continues to face a multi-million-dollar revenue shortfall due to the economic effects of COVID, there has been some limited improvement in the local economy. As a result, the shortfall that we are going to experience could be as much as $1 million less severe than originally projected. Now, don't misunderstand me. We still have big challenges to face, and this simply means that the hole in the city's budget isn't $5.5 million, it's only $4.5 million, and 2021 budget still looks pretty bleak. But the good news is that the local economy is starting to at least regain slowly some of its footing. The mayor and city council also restructured its workers' compensation and general insurance coverages at the last city council meeting in a way that reduced our costs by about $300,000 a year while still expanding some of our coverages. The Mayor and City Council also approved some new initiatives that draw down more of the CARES and CURE Act funding that's available to local governments to deal with the challenges of COVID, especially regarding the operations of the Decatur transit system, our buses and drivers, as well as to acquire equipment and software that will better support our remote operations and communications. You know, there's a lot of federal and state funding for COVID relief out there, and we are working very hard to bring as much of it home to Decatur as possible. The City Council also discussed the possibility of a new employee health clinic that could reduce group healthcare costs while still improving the overall health of our city employees. In the weeks ahead, the City Council will take actions to make additional funds available to help those who are displaced by COVID to obtain rent and utility assistance. And we will begin to slowly roll out more assistance to small businesses, business startups, new ventures through partnerships that we are creating with the InkSpot, a new business incubator here in Decatur, and the Community Investment Corporation of Decatur. So yes, we're all adjusting to a new normal, but in the midst of it all, I want you to know there really are new opportunities as well, and your city government will continue to explore those, to pursue new programs, new opportunities, new initiatives, even new directions, so long as they will help make Decatur better. So thank you for all of your inputs and your partnerships as we move forward, and I look forward to these weekly opportunities to update all of you.